How you doing, Manginas? Tanky Toddler here. Welcome to Girlfriend Stories, episode 25, bringing you guys domination on Bakara. And this episode, since I gave you guys all my update stories, I'm going to be answering your guys' questions that you guys have both emailed me and sent me through YouTube. So, if you guys commented asking a question, I'm sorry I won't be able to read that right now. I actually have zero Wi-Fi right now doing this commentary, so I'm going to be going through my phone looking at some of these inboxes, so bear with me. It might take me a little bit to search for each one. So let's start with the first one. It says, I have been in a relationship with this girl called Laura for a little over 2 months now. We have a lot in common and love, in parentheses, love each other so much. But I've been having problems walking due to a leg operation, so we have never actually spent any time outside of school together. We have only talked over texting and in school. The problem is, I suck at talking to girls. Although she is my girlfriend and we have so much in common, I just never find the words to say. I get nervous, etc. Can you give me tips on how to talk to girls, the best way to go about it, how to start a conversation, etc.? That's just about it, bro. Thanks for listening. Smiley face. So, what I have to say, if you guys are dating already, and already for 2 months, that's actually pretty good. And I understand if you can't walk very well, just continue to text, continue to keep conversation with her until you can actually hang out with her outside of school. So if you really do, if you guys both like each other, I wouldn't be too worried if she seems to be really liking you as well. But, like I said, I wouldn't be too worried about it, if you are even, because you kind of asked, what type of tips for how to start a conversation. And I'm really not even the best at this either. It's a hard thing to do. I kind of struggle. How I do it is you kind of are nice to them at first, right? You kind of are nice to them, as then you kind of get to know them. You kind of ask about topics. If you don't know, here's how I best do it. If I don't know the girl at all, I talk about something we have in common. For instance, if I don't know the girl at all, I'm going to Iowa State, and she's going to Iowa State. I'm like, hey, what's your major? And stuff like that. So then when she answers it, poke fun of whatever she says. Don't be like really mean. Be like, she's like, oh, I'm a teacher. Don't be like, wow, you fucking are stupid. You won't be able to teach anything. Make like a little small joke to make her like giggle, smile, laugh a little bit. And just be yourself is the main thing. Don't try to be somebody else that you're not. So don't go out of your comfort zone either, because you're going to be able to show it. You're going to show that you're outside of your comfort zone if you're talking about something weird or doing something that you're not really used to. So, like I said, the best thing I do for the flirting and starting conversations, find something in common. Do your best to carry on conversations. Girls like it if you ask them questions about them. So be the best listener that you can be. Don't be the guy that just tells stories left and right. Sometimes I get lost and say my own stories. But they really like to... Well, that was kind of weird. Did you see that in the video? Hopefully that was fucking weird. But, yeah, kind of like just ask them questions, if that makes sense. Ask them questions, have them answer those questions about them, because girls like to talk about themselves. It's true. I think a lot of girls would agree. And they're good listeners as well, but they really don't want to listen to every story that you have. So yeah, keep the conversation going, ask them questions, and find something that you have in common with them. Let's go to the inboxes. Hey dude, I saw your whole series of girlfriend stories, and I love them, man. They were funny, but I wanted to PM you a question. Like about 2 weeks ago, I went out with this girl. We went out to the theme park where there was a whole bunch of roller coasters, and like me and her started talking and stuff and flirting, and it was pretty alright. So I started to play with her hand, and then I held her hand, and she went with it. So I'm thinking that she likes me, but when I text her, she takes like 45 minutes to reply. Help. Whoops, there we go. And so, it seems like, obviously, you guys were hitting it off. You said you guys were flirting, hanging out, and if the girl did not take back her hand, she didn't make a comment about, like, whoa, like, I'm not ready for that, or I don't feel that way about you, either she is just going along with it for some stupid reason, or she actually kind of likes you. So, I suggest, at least, continuing conversation with her, try to ask her out to hang out again. Because obviously it works, and try it again. So if she held your hand the first time, I would say at some point that night, try to hold her hand again. If you see it's working quite well, if it's not like super awkward, you know what I mean? So go for it again. You have really nothing to lose. It's kind of just a try to find out. And like I said, all these tips are the best I can give. Every girl is different. Every girl kind of acts weird, you know. They kind of, I don't know, they kind of like give you hints and they have you try to figure it out. And I hated when girls gave me hints. I just wanted them to tell me straight up, like, you know what, I kind of like you. I don't care if it's over texting. I don't care if it's in person or whatever. It's just a lot easier if you help me out, because I'm not a guy that likes to put myself out there and for just rejection. And I think a lot of you guys are the same way. But to be honest, sometimes it's best to find out, because the girl was waiting for the guy to make the first move. And that was my problem in a lot of instances. I think my situations would have worked a lot better if I took my own tips. So that's all I can say. Try it again. Make sure you hang out with her. It seemed like you guys are hitting it off from what you say, flirting, talking, and everything. She seemed all right. And about the texting, when girls take that long to reply, I think it's more about what they reply back rather than how long it takes. So if they reply back just like one sentence, or like less than one sentence, depending on what you say. If you write a paragraph asking a question, and you're like, "Hey, how you doing? What's up? Do you want to hang out?" and stuff like that, she's like, "Yeah, sure, I'm all right," and something like that. And like I said, texting isn't everything either. So if it takes her 45 minutes to reply back, she might be busy. Sometimes it might be that she's not interested, but I feel like if she keeps replying back, she must be interested some way or another. So I think it's working pretty well. I say go for it. That's how I feel. So I have one more to talk about. I think I have time for maybe at least one more. I might even have a second one in here. But this next one, it says, let's see. I'm about to ask this girl that I really like. I'm about to ask out this girl that I really like, but I only have one issue. I don't know how to handle rejection. We talk, text, and flirt, and I do not want to be hurt if she says no. Any advice would be great. Also, I'm 15. Thanks, and keep up the good vids. So, I'm going to start out with this with a quote. It's a Wayne Gretzky quote, and it says, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." Which means that if you don't try it, you'll never know. And if you don't if you don't ask her out, you guys will never date. If you ask her out and she might say no, but I'm going to say rejection is a big part of life and handling with girlfriends. If you haven't noticed, I have been rejected a few times or not. I might not mention them because they weren't that significant to me, because there's not really much to talk about after that. But I have to say, even if she says no, there's still a chance after that. I wouldn't say dwell on it too much and don't get your hopes up. But even if she says no the first time, it's a possibility that it might work out in the end. You guys might not know each other yet, and you have to convince her to really like you. So you're only 15. You are going to have to go through some rejection at some point or another. I'm the same way, though. I think a lot of people are. A lot of people are afraid of rejection because it sucks. Rejection does suck. It hurts. But it's just a part of life, pretty much. It's just the way it goes, you know. So hopefully it works out for you, but it seems like it. You said you guys talk, text, and flirt. There's nothing to really lose. Find out if she's really good friends with you. Before I usually ask out a girl, I usually try really hard to find out if she's really that interested in me. So I kind of try to get hints, and maybe even some of her friends. Try to talk to some of her friends and be like, "What do you think? Do you think I should try? Do you think she likes me?" and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I said, I want to end on this note too. By the way, I'm going to get to other questions next episode. So, and the episode after that. So make sure you guys can keep submitting your messages to me. Submit them to the email. If you've already sent them on YouTube inbox, that's fine. I'll go through and read them all anyways right now. But it helps if you email me them. If you don't, that's fine too. Like I said, it might just take a little bit more time for me to get to them through YouTube inbox. But I want to say that it's not going to work out 100% of the time with your girlfriend stories. With your girlfriends and asking them out. Rejection is going to happen. It's a learning tool. And also, my tips are only that. They're just tips. They're not facts. So I'm telling you guys what worked out for me, what happened to work out. And, you know, that's the best I can give you. And so hopefully all these have helped you. I think at least it's entertaining to hear other stories. And I think my tips are going to help for the most part. And I'm sure that there are a lot of other people going through the same stuff that don't actually submit questions. So continue to submit questions. And hopefully you guys can keep supporting me. I'm going to get back into the YouTube commentary type uploads as I did before, because I'm really getting back into it. And I'm busy with school, obviously, now. My work is just about done. I'm only working on weekends. And my social life, I'm continuing my social life to get back into that, because I think I wasted 3 years of college at my old school. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. Please give it a like if you love it. Share it. I don't care. Favorite. We'll do whatever you want. Comment. You know, I love you. I love you guys. That was weird. That was really awkward. Don't do that to a girl. That's not gonna work. If you do that to a girl, you're gonna get slapped. Stay hairy, manginas.